And Dr. Manmohan Singh's decade-long tenure as the Prime Minister was marked by transformative policies and political turbulence, from leading the India-US nuclear deal in spite of the left front resistance to overcoming the hesitation of history. Singh's leadership shaped a defining chapter in India's modern diplomacy and coalition politics. Here's a closer look at the pivotal moments of his political journey.
Except as may be required for the due discharge of my duties as Prime Minister.
Dr. Manmohan Singh, sworn in as India's 14th Prime Minister on 22nd May 2004. Called as the accidental Prime Minister, he was chosen for the role by Congress chief Sonia Gandhi and went on to serve 2 terms till 2014. During Dr. Singh's first term as the Prime Minister, the world's biggest jobs guarantee scheme, the NREGA, and the Right to Information Act were rolled out in 2005. On the issue of national security, however, while Manmohan Singh explored the peace process with Pakistan and Hurriyat groups on Jammu Kashmir, but his efforts suffered a major setback after Pakistan-sponsored terror attack hit Mumbai in 2008. The biggest highlight of Manmohan Singh's first tenure and also the biggest test of UPA coalition government was the India-US nuclear agreement.
Relationship is the India-US civilian nuclear agreement.
The deal would allow India to cooperate with America on a civilian nuclear program. But the left front resisted the deal, eventually withdrawing outside support.
Enormous pressure on your time.
Despite high stakes for the government and his chair, Dr. Singh led the negotiations with America. This overcame the hesitation of history, as he famously said at the summit in Washington in 2005. The tough stance that Dr. Singh took on the nuclear deal and for steering the country through the 2008 economic recession, UPA was rewarded in the next general elections, especially by the middle class in 2009.
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India.
The Manmohan Singh-led Congress party won 206 seats in the 2009 Lok Sabha election, increasing its 2004 tally by 61 seats. But the UPA 2 years were hit by policy paralysis.
Where is the Prime Minister? Where is the Prime Minister?
Battling the taint of financial scandals and corruption charges against his ministers, from the 2010 Commonwealth Games to the 2G, Adarsh and the coal block allocation. Opposition's escalated charge that Manmohan Singh was simply a puppet Prime Minister while the real decision maker was Sonia Gandhi was an accusation that Dr. Singh could not break free from.
I honestly believe that history will be kinder to me than the contemporary media or for that matter the opposition parties in parliament. I think, taking into account the circumstances and the compulsions of a coalition polity, I have done as best as I could do under the circumstances.
A young boy who bore the scars of partition, but went on to become a reputed financial scholar on his merit, leading a modern nation through sheer merit and determination. A man of few words, but a leader with vision for India. Bureau Report, India Today.
Manmohan Singh, a soft-spoken and cerebral former Indian Prime Minister, was credited with far-reaching changes that propelled his country's emergence as an economic powerhouse, able to compete with China. And on Thursday in New Delhi, let's take a look at his beautiful journey.
Manmohan Singh is often described as the accidental Prime Minister. In 2004, when the Congress emerged the largest party in a general election that many considered would be a stroll in the park for Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Prime Ministership was the last thing on Manmohan Singh's mind. Everyone expected Sonia Gandhi to take the reins.
The post of Prime Minister has not been my aim.
The baton went to the soft-spoken Sardar. Manmohan Singh took oath as the first Sikh Prime Minister of India on the 22nd of May 2004.
I, Manmohan Singh, do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India.
Born on September the 26th, 1932, in a village in the Punjab province of undivided India, Manmohan Singh's journey to the top post was nothing less than inspirational. As a child, he had studied in the dim light of kerosene lamps. Matriculation from Punjab University, a degree in economics from the University of Cambridge, a doctorate from Oxford University in 1962, Manmohan Singh's career as an economist was only getting started. He went on to become the governor of the Reserve Bank of India. A huge turning point came in 1991 when the newly sworn-in Prime Minister Narasimha Rao entrusted Manmohan with the task of getting the Indian economy out of its worst economic crisis ever, that saw the country pledge its gold to avoid defaulting on loans. Together with Rao, Manmohan dismantled the license quota regime and unleashed economic reforms that transformed India, giving birth to a new middle class.
Our economy, polity and society have to be made extraordinarily resilient and alert if we are to take full advantage of the opportunities and to minimize the risks associated with the increasing globalization of economic processes. We have to accept the need for restructuring and reform if we are to avoid an increasing marginalization of India in the evolving world economy.
Years later, as Prime Minister, Manmohan walked the tightrope, balancing the party's expectations and the real mechanics of governance. In 2005, the UPA government passed the landmark Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act that provided assured jobs for 100 days a year per household. NREGA, which was called a white elephant, turned out to be a savior in times of rural distress. The same year, the UPA government passed the Right to Information Act, which empowered citizens. When the world slid into slowdown in 2008, in what came to be known as the Great Recession, Manmohan steered the economy to safety with deft financial management. His handling of the crisis came in for praise from then-American President Barack Obama. The man who was seen as a dove showed spunk and nerves of steel when he finalized the civil nuclear deal with the United States, overruling opposition by the left and going against the advice of his own party leaders. The deal ended over 3 decades of nuclear apartheid.
For 34 years, India has suffered from a nuclear apartheid. We have not been able to trade in nuclear material, nuclear reactors, nuclear raw materials. And when this restrictive regime ends, I think a great deal of credit will go to President Bush. And for this, I am very grateful to you, Mr. President.
Manmohan survived a crucial trust vote that followed. His first term also saw the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack that shook the entire world. Manmohan's restraint in not launching an attack on Pakistan earned him global admiration, but met with disapproval at home. In 2009, Manmohan Singh led the UPA to a comfortable victory, becoming only the second Prime Minister after Jawaharlal Nehru to get a second term on completion of a full 5-year tenure. The headlines screamed, "Singh is King," as he took oath once again as Prime Minister. He started with 2 key measures, the right to education and Aadhaar, a social security database that later became the backbone of direct benefit transfer under his successor Narendra Modi. In his second innings, he also passed the National Food Security Act that provides subsidized grains to 75% of the rural population and 50% of the urban population. Manmohan's second term was marred by corruption charges, fueled by 2 CAG reports, one on 2G spectrum allocation and another on coal block allocations. The anti-corruption protests and a listless Congress meant the party lost the 2014 election to the Narendra Modi-led BJP. After losing power, Manmohan Singh withdrew from public life largely, but still made his voice heard when it was needed.
In all these measures convinced me that the way the scheme has been implemented, it's a monumental management failure, and in fact, it is a case of organized loot and legalized plunder of the government.
In August 2023, he came to Parliament in a wheelchair to vote against the Narendra Modi government on a bill putting duty above self, an act admired by even his political rivals.
डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी व्हील चेयर में आए, वोट किया। एक सांसद अपने दायित्व के लिए कितना सजग है, उसका वो उदाहरण है। सवाल ये नहीं है कि वो किसको ताकत देने के लिए आए थे। मैं मानता हूं वो लोकतंत्र को ताकत देने आए थे।
Many might say Manmohan Singh stepped out of the highest office unsung and under a heavy cloud of criticism. But he himself was convinced history would judge him kindly.
I honestly believe that history will be kinder to me than the contemporary media or for that matter, the opposition parties in Parliament.
Bureau Report, India Today.